And in terms of the actual planned future attacks?
We disrupted a lot of them.
And he knew about them?
He knew about some, but like I say, it was time-sensitive information, so that wound down over time.
And the ones that he knew about, were they on U.S. soil? Were they in Pakistan?
You know, I was out of it by then. I had moved on to another job, and I don't recall, to the best of my recollection, no, they weren't on U.S. soil. They were overseas.
The fact that the interrogation techniques had to go all the way to waterboarding, that meant he resisted the steps on the way to that. We've reported
yes.
the attention slap,
yes.
Sleep deprivation.
Correct. And I should add, too, that it wasn't up to individual interrogators to decide, well, I'm going to slap him, or I'm going to shake him, or I'm going to make him stay up for 48 hours. Each one of these steps, even the minor steps, like the intention shake, or the open-handed belly slap, each one of these had to have the approval of the Deputy Director for Operations. So before you laid a hand on him, you had to send in a cable saying he's uncooperative, request permission to do X. And that permission would come. You're allowed to hit him one time in the belly with an open hand.
It was that specific?
It was that specific.
Cable traffic back and forth?
The cable traffic back and forth was extremely specific. The bottom line was, these were very unusual authorities that the agency got after 9/11. No one wanted to mess them up. No one wanted to get in trouble by going overboard. So it was extremely deliberate. No one wanted to be the guy that accidentally did lasting damage to a prisoner or did something to a prisoner without authorization. It was very clear from the beginning that this had to be done within the rules.
Was there concern that it might kill him?
No. No, there was a doctor there, and none of these techniques, including waterboarding, was life-threatening. An open-handed slap to the belly or to the cheek wasn't going to kill him.
Was there concern that the techniques would result in false confessions? He would just say something.
There was always that concern.
And how do you guard against that?
Well, the only way that you really can at least partially guard against that is to not do these things regularly. That's why so few people were waterboarded. I think the agency has said that 2 people were waterboarded, Abu Zubaydah being one. And it's because you really wanted it to be a last resort. Because we didn't want these false confessions. We didn't want wild goose chases. One of the things that we were able to do after a while, so that you wouldn't have to waterboard people, is in the beginning these prisoners were kept isolated from one another, and one didn't know that the other had been captured. So walking one past another's cell and just allowing them to catch a glimpse of one another was enough to shake them up, enough that they would begin cooperating without you having to use any of these enhanced techniques.
Just to see that one of his colleagues had been caught.
That's right. And if you allow them to believe that, look, you've lost, the good guys won, you're all in jail, that was enough to really turn the tables.
And in the case of Abu Zubaydah, did you feel he was broken emotionally, that he had felt he'd lost the battle?
Yes. Yes, I think he did feel that way. And in the end, it's funny, a former colleague of mine asked him during a conversation one day, what would you do if we decided to let you go one day? And he said, I would kill every American and Jew I could get my hands on. And he said, it's nothing personal. You're a nice guy, but this is who I am.